Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Smokey Miles Music Hour. We've got a great audience. Thank you, thank you. We've got a great audience here with us tonight, and for all of those of you at home, what we're doing is something very unique on television. We're bringing you the kind of music that you don't see on big TV shows, network shows. We're bringing you the kind of music that you want to see, because this is folk, blues, country, bluegrass, jazz, anything that's acoustic music, and we're bringing it to you every Monday night at 8:30 right here on WCTV. So stay tuned every Monday, and you'll see us doing a real new and live show every week. Let's hear it for it. Come on. I love the audience here because they're great. What I just wanted to say before we begin that it's a real thrill to be able to do this, because this is something brand new and unique over here, and we're just happy to be able to do that. The show tonight is a great show. My guests are Moris Tepper, Reeva, Paul Arnoldi, and Rick Turner, and we're all going to be here performing live and jamming, and so right after this, stay tuned and we'll be right back. Thank you.
In my dream I was not alone. The mysterious gypsy girl was walking by the river.
Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to the show. I'd like to introduce my first guest right now. This is Paul Arnoldi and Rick Turner. And Paul and Rick have been playing music together for a number of years. Paul was one of the original people on the Cambridge music folk scene and has recorded a couple of albums on his own. Rick Turner is one of the guys who invented, in fact, the only guy who invented the alembic bass and has played with a lot of notable musicians. When we get back, we're going to interview him, but first, a song from Paul Arnoldi and Rick Turner.
Thank you, Smokey. Thank you very much. Old cowpoke came riding out one dark and windy day. Up on a ridge he rested as he went along his way. When all at once a mighty herd of red-eyed cows he saw now into the ragged sky up a cloudy draw. Where the branch was still on fire and the hooves were made of steel. The horns were black and shiny and the hot breath he could feel. A bolt of fire went through him as they thundered through the sky. He saw the riders coming and he heard their mournful cry. Riders in the sky. Their faces were gaunt and their eyes are blurred, shirts all soaked with sweat. Horns are black and shiny, but they ain't caught him yet. But I'm bound to ride forever on that range in the sky. On horses breathing fire, as they ride on, hear the cry. Yippee-yi-yi, yippee-yi-yi-oh. Ghost riders in the sky. Loped on by him, heard one call his name. If you want to save yourself from hell riding on this range, well, stranger, change your way today, forever you will ride. Trying to catch the devil herd across the endless sky. Ghost riders in the sky. Ghost riders in the sky. Thank you. Smokey.
Yeah. Paul and Rick, I want to talk to you. Are we picking up over here? Great. Let's talk to Rick first. Rick, you played with a lot of people in your musical career. Can you name some of them? Tell us.
Well, in the mid-'60s, I played with Ian and Sylvia out of Canada and toured America and did an album. Played with a rock and roll band named Auto Salvage in the late 60s. And then got into doing sound and building guitars.
Where are you doing that now?
Primarily in Northern California.
Uh-huh. Aren't you working in L.A. too?
Yeah, I work at Westwood Music and repair guitars there.
I know. You do the best work in town.
I fix yours.
You fix mine.
Fix yours.
And Paul.
Yes, Smokey.
You have played in Cambridge, in the original Cambridge music
Cambridge
scene.
folk music scene, and Rick and I knew each other vaguely then.
Uh-huh. Can you tell us the difference between, in your estimation, between the Cambridge music scene and the LA music scene of today?
Are you kidding? In how many words? Well, the Cambridge music scene was 30 years ago. Come on. There's no comparison. Cambridge and Boston were such a small, concise area, and there were lots of clubs where people could play and gig, and it was just something that people could handle. It wasn't all spread out and sprawling around, and it's just a different world.
Let me get on this.
All right, get over here.
Do you see a resurgence in the acoustic music, though, in LA now?
I do, but we need more places to play, because without places to play, all these people that want to get out and play can't do it. And right now, it's terribly competitive just to get a showcase, which usually costs you money to do. So it's a difficult sport to get into right now.
Well, if anybody's out there watching the show and you want to open up a place for acoustic music musicians to play, just
Call
tell
Smokey.
Call us right here at the station. You guys, you have time to do another song for us?
Yeah, this is one of my new songs. Actually, it's an old song that I've revamped.
Great. And so we're going to hear another song from Paul and Rick, and I want to thank you both for coming. And will you
You're
be here
welcome.
for the jam?
Sure,
Yes.
sure.
Great. Okay, Paul Arnoldi, Rick
Thank you,
Taylor.
Smokey.
Thanks, Smokey. Thank you.
The wind will be my coffin, the stars will be my stone. The wind will be running with the river, and the river will be running me home. no stone marker above my head, no short words of life I have led. When I go, when I have gone, the wind will be my coffin, and the stars will be my stone. For the wind will be running with the river, and the river will be running me home. Running me home, running me home. In my life, evermore, shadow whisper keeps me as I go. All of the wonders are coming to me now. The wind will be my coffin, oh, the star will be my stone. Oh, the wind will be running with the river, and the river will be running me home. Running me home, running me home, running me home. The wind will be my coffin, yeah, the stars will be my storm. The wind will be running with the river, and the river, well, that river. The wind will be my coffin, and the stars will be my stone. Oh, the wind will be running with the river, and the river, well, that river. Oh, the river running me home. Thank you very much. See you later.
Straight, I lay my head on a pillow of stone. In my dream I was not alone. In my dream I was not alone. The mysterious gypsy girl was walking by the river, her hair blowing in the breeze.
I just want to tell you, it's true what you saw on the slate. If you'd like to write to us, please do. Write it here at the station. We'd love to hear your comments about the show. And right now, I would like to sing you a song that I wrote one time when I was floating down a raft down the Mississippi River, and all of a sudden the storm clouds came up and there was a hurricane, and I wrote this song, and we just released it on a compilation record over at the Breakaway. So this is called Waiting for the Hurricane. Well, I looked out my window and the clouds were hanging low. The twisted, tortured landscape was like a painting by Van Gogh. The seagulls flew in spirals with a strange and eerie din. They disappeared and you could hear every change in the wind. While we're waiting for the hurricane, waiting for the hurricane, waiting for the hurricane to begin. The sea begins a-raging and the ground starts to rock. All doors are flung wide open, they're unhinged at the lock. The shepherd brings his sheep to shelter, each creature seeks its twin. But the sky's so dark and cloudy now, you can't see anything. Oh, I was waiting for the hurricane, waiting for the hurricane, waiting for the hurricane to begin. By the moonlit windswept lighthouse, it's like a silent movie in the rain. Harlequins and jesters juggle bullets on the plains. Outside near the street lamp, faces of old gamblers grin. Underneath frozen awnings, old friends say, where have you been? Oh, we've been waiting for the hurricane, waiting for the hurricane, waiting for the hurricane to begin. Some of them search for fortune, some are looking for fame. Some build their reputation, and some preserve their name. Some are lost in madness, some wallow in their sins. You can watch them from the tower at the time the day grows dim. Oh, we're waiting for the hurricane, we're waiting for the hurricane, waiting for the hurricane to begin. Out on a muddy river, a raft floats downstream. The sun casts off neon sparks, the barges cough up steam. There's a sudden shift in the weather, and the river swirls and spins. The oarsmen gather to the center to hold their strength back in. And you wait for the hurricane, yeah, they're waiting for the hurricane, waiting for the hurricane to begin. They built a highway in Babylon they call the road of the kings. The highwaymen go riding by with devils on their wings. In the forest of no return, in a fire lit in, 3 pilgrims have found shelter from the fierce pounding wind. Oh, they're waiting for the hurricane, oh, waiting for the hurricane, oh, waiting for the hurricane to begin. Oh, waiting for the hurricane, oh, waiting for the hurricane, oh, waiting for the hurricane to begin. Thank you. Thanks very much. Right now, we've got a special treat for you. We've got a roll of tape from some of our Brazilian friends, and this is Brazilian acoustic music. So stay tuned, and we'll be right back. Have some fun.
outras notas vão entrar, mas a base é uma só. Esta outra é consequência do que acabo de dizer. Começou a consequência inevitável de você. Quanta gente existe que pai que fala e não diz nada, ou quase nada. Já me utilizei de toda escala e no final não deu em nada, ou quase nada. E voltei pra minha nota, como eu volto pra você. Vou cantar em uma nota, como eu gosto de você. Quem quer todas as notas, ré, mi, fá, sol, lá, si, dó. A capa sem nenhuma fica em uma nota só.
All right.
It was Kleber, George, and John Pisano.
Hey, as you can see, we've got a great and enthusiastic audience here, and we've got a great show coming up for you. Right now, I'd like to introduce a lady who came from Baltimore, so let's have a warm welcome for Reeva. Oh.
Something happens to people on Team Street. It's a wildness in their eyes. It's like everybody's looking, everybody twice when you give away last nickel, pour out your last ounce of pride for a wild, wild kiss on this love-struck night. It's gravity's heart. It's gravity's heart. Howls at the moon, navigates like a star. Gravity's heart. When midnight's crew punches in across the water at the Spice Factory, fills Point streets of smelling light. Spain, Morocco, and Bombay. It's in the alleys, it's in the shadows, and it's in this full night. Everybody's really larger than life. hangs in the crook of a tall ship. Tugs are anchored in the pier, burning foil up from Norfolk. Something happens to people on Thames Street. It's a wildness in their eyes. It's like everybody's looking, everybody twice when you give away your last nickel, pour out your last ounce of pride. A wild, wild kiss on this love-struck night. It's gravity's heart. It's gravity's heart. How is it the moon navigates like a star? Gravity's heart. How's that the moon navigates like a star? Gravity's heart.
Yeah, that's it for Reeva. Come on, bro. Let's talk to her. Where are we now? Come on, cameraman. Let's go over here. Just strap Reeva in. Reeva, that was a beautiful song.
Thank you.
And I'm glad that you could be here tonight with us.
Thank you, sir.
You know what? Reeva looks like such a nice girl, and she is. I know Reeva very well. She's a dear friend. But I know that Reeva has experiences in Baltimore in some, how do you call them, seamy bars? You tell me about all this stuff. Why don't you tell us a little bit about it? What it
The
was
bars
like?
in Baltimore.
Bars in Baltimore, yeah.
Well, Baltimore is a really interesting place because it's right on the water, you know, on the Patapsco River, and the history goes way back to the 1700s, a world of stevedores, and, you know, a lot of whores used to be around, and it's kind of a wild place full of mystery, and there are a lot of secret alleys. Baltimore is known for having more alleys than any other city practically in the country. And
So you roamed the alleys looking for inspiration for your songs?
And in these bars, you know, people hung out, you know, from all sides and walks of life, and people will tell you stories, and you know, it's not that the bars are so seamy, but, you know, people who are just living lives, you know, whether they're working down on the docks or truckers coming through or stevedores, whatever, and people hang out. A lot of people hang out in the bars downtown, especially down at Fells Point.
So how do the bars in Los Angeles compare to the bars in Baltimore?
Well, it depends where you go. The bars in Baltimore have a certain kind of smell, you know, that's of the water. You know, it's like the smell of the old stones and the algae walls, and it's a sense of you know, that, I guess you could call it seedier side.
And you've been playing in a lot of bars in Los Angeles too,
Yeah,
right?
I sure have.
Where are you playing next?
Well, last week we were at the Palomino, Reeva and the Wild Strings, that's my band.
Oh, that's your band, yeah.
And we'll be at part of a country night at the Breakaway on August 26th at 11, which is a Saturday night.
Great.
Then we'll be at Cafe Largo on the 13th of September.
Well, go check out Reeva and the Wild Strings. And also, you're a poet too.
Yes.
Right? And do you read some of your poetry at some of the times when you?
I used to a lot, and I was on a grant from the state of Maryland as a poet in residence, but since I've been out here, I've decided just to focus on the songwriting, so I haven't been doing poetry at all, no.
How are we doing on time now, guys? Pretty good? Because I wanted to ask you the difference to you between writing a poem and writing a song.
Well, writing songs, what you try to do is take the images and the stories, but you have to make it a little simpler. In poetry, you can, things can be much more complex. In music, you have the music that you intertwine with. So I like songs right now a lot better. I like the way you can sing a song to a person.
Well, that's what you've been
It's like
doing.
a conversation.
And I hope that you'll be able to come back a little bit later in the show and sing another song for us.
Definitely.
And also help me out a little bit later.
Along
too.
with Steve Pat, an official Wild String.
Great. Well, this is Reeva, and where are you? We're real happy to introduce our next guest. Reeva will be back. But right now, let's have a warm welcome for a gentleman who's been playing around Los Angeles with his band and solo. And we'll find out where else he's been playing a little while later. Let's have a warm welcome for Moris Tepper.
They lost the coast, they lost the continent, they even lost the meaning of Einstein's true intent. But you've gone too far if you expect me to believe. They've even lost them old flowers that I sent. I'm no child on yesterday with his heart dangling on a string. And you spent too many hours here just trying to see what your future might bring. When I dream, why are you in it? When I drive, I hate to drive slow. When I ride, oh, that's when you leave me. I want to know why. Tell me why I can't let you go. I drove your car, I even painted in your numbers. I watered your dog and I fed your crow. And when you spoke to me, it sounded just like thunder. I should have listened when they got not told me so. He was quite shocked to see you dancing in the trees. Alone in the fog. But you had nothing on but the smile on your face. So naturally, when I dream, why are you in it? Oh, when I drive, I hate to drive slow. When I rap, oh, that's when you need me. I want to know why. Tell me why I can't let you go. Now the fabulous accordion of Mr. Tom Roach will take you on a trip downstream. Take it, Tommy. I'll blame it on the moon while she rolls by. Well, every night I go down to that blood-red river and I stare into it, though you know I can't swim. When we first met, I kind of sat there and I shivered. I had no notion of what deep trouble I was in. Someone said they saw you doing a rain dance with a big old Guernsey cow. And a man was lost soon after that. You see, they're still looking for him now. Whoa! When I dream, why are you in it? Tell me, when I drive, I hate to drive slow. When I ride, oh, that's when you leave me. I want to know why. Tell me why I can't live when I dream. Oh, why are you in it? When I drive, I hate to drive slow. When I ride, oh, that's when you leave me. And I want to know why. Know why. Know why I can't let you go.
Moris Tepper, ladies and gentlemen. When we come back, we're going to talk to Moris and find out what he's up to. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Smokey Miles Music Hour. And I hope you people out there are having as good a time as we are here, because we're having a great time in the studio tonight. And right now I've got a chance to talk to Moris Tepper a little bit, the gentleman who just played with his tuba and accordion player. And I wanted to ask Moris a few questions about fish. No, we've been discussing fish during the break.
The scale.
To the scales was from fish. But on a more serious note, if we are permitted a more serious note,
how more serious could we
permitted
get?
anything more. You started out playing with Captain Beefheart and Tom Waits.
Yeah.
And what was that like? How was that?
Like internment, a little like concentration camp, heavy concentration, and a little like camp, summer camp. Yeah, yeah. It was a good way to beat yourself into pulp.
Why do you say that?
Well, I mean, just getting down below the flesh and getting into the truth, below the outer surface, getting into pain and the expression of truth without the commercial production packaging on it.
Right.
I think that there was a lot of
with both those.
Well, no, more with the Beefheart thing. Waits is more of taught me what I took from it had a lot to do with it's like fashion, like what suit to wear with what song, which is important as well. I'm talking about arranging. It had to do with arranging.
So now you're playing all over town.
Playing all over
town. Doing your own thing and looking for truth.
Looking for a tooth. I'm trying to find a tooth.
Mars is trying to find a tooth, and right now we're going to find a calendar. So stay tuned, and we'll be back with more Mars and more Reeva. Right now, Reeva is going to sing a song for us called Rock Bottom.
I know that you told me my last chance was gone. You said, go on and wrestle with your angels somewhere else. Well, I know who lost, but not who won. Can't seem to save me from myself. Rock bottom, at your door. Rock bottom, don't you love me anymore? Won't you take me inside? Hold me real tight. I'm at rock bottom. Won't you rock me into the light? I'm at rock bottom. Won't you rock me into the light? 'Cause it's like trying to push that boulder up a hill on my strength, but it comes back down. Oh, down I fall. Oh, but I love you still, and I keep trying to come back around. Rock bottom, I'm at your door. Rock bottom, don't you love me anymore? Won't you take me inside? Hold me real tight. I'm at rock bottom. Won't you rock me to the light? I'm at rock bottom. Won't you rock me to the light? Rock bottom, I'm at your door. Rock bottom, don't you love me anymore? Won't you take me inside? Hold me real tight. Man, rock bottom, won't you rock me into the light? Man, rock bottom, won't you rock me into the light? Man, rock bottom, won't you rock me to the light?
Ladies and gentlemen, Moris Tepper.
Thank you very much. I'd like to let you all know we're going to be appearing at 8121 Club this Thursday night. We're going to be at the Gaslight Saturday night. We're talking the 17th Thursday and the something, then the 20th. I don't know. You'll figure it out. I also want to tell you that here on bass with me tonight is a man named Jay Mueller. And on accordion earlier, and all of these are permanent members of the band, was Mr. Tom Roach on accordion. We're going to do a song called 50 Degrees Below.
once you knew it well. And when the curtain rises is when the axes fell. You started with a promise that you knew you could not keep, and then you left him so swiftly, like a butcher slaughters sheep. I asked for candles, but you brought me snow. And though I'm not ready, it's time to go. I can't walk along the beaches, too much tar upon the sand. I can't listen to the speeches that I can't understand. There's no peace in the kingdom, I wouldn't mind it though, but without you beside me it's freezing, and 50 degrees below. Our chapter has been written and the pages have been torn, but I am as yet unwilling to remain among the unborn. You don't apologize for what you don't understand. Just when the water rises, you headed for dry land, and the wind that passes me pierced me to the bone. I may be older now, but have I grown? I can't listen to the speeches I can't understand. I no longer walk the beaches, too much tar upon the sand. No peace in the kingdom, I wouldn't mind it though, but without you beside me, I'm freezing, and it's 50 degrees below. I am walking through the mountains, and I hear the distant bell. When life so suddenly changes, the one you knew so well, you find out that the footprints no longer fit the feet, and I am now a stranger, alone and incomplete. And I asked for candles, and you brought me snow. And though I am ready, it's time to go. I can't listen to the speeches that no one understands. I can't walk along your beaches, too much tar upon the sand. No peace in the kingdom, I wouldn't mind it though, but without you beside me I am freezing, and it's 50 degrees below.
Hey, I want to thank everybody for being here tonight. That was wonderful. What's happening, man? What kind of singer? Oh, right, we're back on. I want to thank everybody for being here. I want to thank all the guests, Paul Arnoldi, Rick Turner, Reeva, Moris Tepper, and crew. And we'll be back here again next week live. So thanks for watching us, and please stay tuned. Next Monday night, 8:30, we've got some special guests. Right now, we're going to jam out on a song called That's All Right, Mama.